Hey everyone, today I want to share some teachings from Psalm number 8. So the first one is Ki ere shamecha, when I behold your heavens, ma enosh ki tiskerenu, what is mankind that you should remember us? So basically, this is saying that when a person contemplates the awesomeness of God's creations and thereby recognizes the infinity of God's wisdom, he or she realizes that he is but a small creature with limited understanding, facing one of perfect wisdom. So I mentioned before in another video the commandment of circumcision, and I just want to clear something up that may have come off erroneously, and that is that the commandment of circumcision only pertains to the Jewish people. So anybody who's not Jewish does not need to circumcise their sons. Some people that are Christian, Catholic, or Muslim choose to circumcise their sons electively. It's not required by God for them at all. They just want to do it because they want to follow the 5 books of Moses, also known as the Old Testament or the Torah. But it is a commandment that God commanded the Jewish people and the Jewish men in particular. And so somebody who's not Jewish is definitely not required to do that. So I just wanted to clear that up because I think I made it sound like it was required for everyone, which it is not. So I hope that's clear now. There's a couple of other things that I wanted to share from this psalm. It's Psalm number 8 again. So this is very interesting because of a couple of things that kind of pertain to what's going on in the world today. So it says, you who have set your majesty upon the heavens. Our actions in the world, good or bad, have cosmic repercussions in the heavens. Our good deeds create worlds above, and our negative deeds destroy worlds above. So basically, the idea is that when we do acts of loving kindness, when we act favorably to other people, when we do things that are wholesome and good-willed, then not only does it create goodness like in the heavens, it has like a ripple effect in this world and also in our afterlife. So when a person passes away, they are judged. They see like a movie of their life and the things that they did wrong, the things that they did right, and then it's kind of like weighed out. Okay, if you have more good deeds, okay, you go to heaven. If you have more bad deeds, you go to get. I guess people call it hell, but in my tradition, it's just a process that everyone has to go through to like cleanse their self of their transgressions. It's like a purification process, and it only lasts up to 11 months. Only maybe somebody like Hitler would have like eternal damnation, but the rest of us normal people who try to be good people, we have to go through like a cleansing process before our souls can ascend to heaven. But every good deed that we do creates a ministering angel that kind of acts like a lawyer to defend us, and vice versa. When we do something bad, when we lie, we cheat, we steal, we gossip, we do all these like bad negative things, then like a bad angel will say like, hey, this person doesn't deserve to go to heaven, and this is why. So that's very important. Let every action that we take be a positive one and not a negative one, because it does have repercussions that we don't yet see, or like it's on a spiritual level that we won't know until it's too late. We won't be able to change it once it's too late. So it's very important to try to do good deeds. So then it talks about so I'm reading from the commentary on Psalm 8. What is the difference between a foe and an avenger? So it says here that a foe is someone who openly displays his hatred, whereas an avenger is one who hides his hatred while scheming for revenge. A foe is constrained by the accepted rules and conventions of battle or war, whereas an avenger ignores these conventions entirely. Yet the foe and even the avenger can be overcome by the merit of children studying the Torah. So Torah, it refers to the 5 books of Moses, aka the Old Testament. So it's very important in these times of war and chaos and destruction that we maintain our study. And what I wanted to say about foes versus avengers. So, as it says here, that the avenger ignores convention. So, what is a convention of war? A convention of war is a soldier fighting against a soldier. That's fair, right? They're on like they're equally equipped, probably with similar types of weapons, etc. But what is going on today is the Avenger ignoring the conventions of war entirely. Like when a grown man goes and decapitates 40 babies, babies are poor, innocent, helpless, defenseless creatures. They cannot walk, they cannot talk. And when a grown man goes and beheads 40 babies, this is not an acceptable conventional war tactic. This is an act of cowardice. This is an act of extreme sadisticness. It's pure evil. So, unlike other wars between other countries who maybe just wish to gain more territory or power, control, etc., this war is a war of evil. We are battling evil. And usually, they say like, to be politically correct, there's no right or wrong, blah, blah, blah. But there is, in this case, we're fighting evil. And throughout the Psalms, it says that you cannot negotiate, you cannot compromise with evil. You must eradicate evil. So what's happening in Israel today, you may have heard that the water was turned off, the electricity was turned off in Palestine, and you might think, oh, that is not right. But why are these things happening? They're doing this in order for the civilians, the innocent people, the Arabs that are not terrorists, to have to leave their homes so that Hamas, the terrorist organization, cannot hide behind them, because we do not want to kill innocent people. We want all the innocent people to say, okay, we have no electricity, we have no running water, we must leave. And they're being notified, get out, because Hamas is hiding behind them, and we only want to kill the terrorists. We do not want to kill innocents. And that's the difference. They may be a foe, an enemy, but we are not avengers. We are not people who go out and behead babies. Like, that's just mind-blowing. You might have heard also people raping girls and then calling their mothers so that they could listen to their girl screaming. I mean, it gives me goosebumps. I have my hairs standing up. It's sadistic beyond comprehension. It's not acceptable, obviously. And the quote that I put about Einstein here is that the world is not going to be destroyed by the evildoers, but by those that are watching and doing nothing. It's kind of disturbing being on social media. Like, first of all, like seeing those graphic images, I can't stomach it. It makes me physically sick. But then also seeing people carrying on like it's just another day, like nothing's happening, that's also very disturbing. I mean, even I live in Florida, so the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Heat, our football and basketball teams have said, we stand with Israel. Like, this is not acceptable, what's going on. And when people like don't show support for democracy, for the victims of hate crimes, it's being complacent in it, and silence is consent. So if you're not saying anything, you're saying, I'm okay with this, and that's not okay. So that's where I want to leave things today. I did see a beautiful video with Deepak Chopra where he talked about, okay, now what can we do about this? Like, this situation, it's on his Instagram today if you want to go watch it. It's a little long, but it's worthy. The situation today is a result of many, many, many years back past trauma, and I already explained what that trauma is. He did not go into it, but it's the trauma of Ishmael being rejected from Abraham. Okay, Ishmael was not the chosen son. He did not receive the inheritance. He did not receive the legacy, and he's pissed off about it, and he's acting up, and he's acting out. Instead of like accepting that every nation has their place in this world, they want to usurp and wipe out and destroy the Jewish people completely. And that $6 billion that America gave to Iran, if people don't think that that money was used to fund this war, it's going to come back around, because we cannot be so naive. Like, Iran has said publicly, openly, they hate the West. That's us. America is the West. They hate our culture. They think that we're evil. They think that we're, promiscuous, and they just like really look down upon us. And we gave them $6 billion. These people are trying to build an atomic bomb to use it against America and Israel. They hate democracy. They want to destroy the world, and they've openly said that they want to, Hamas and ISIS and Hezbollah, all of those terrorist organizations are the same. They want to destroy Israel, wipe it off of the map, and they don't believe in democracy. They want total rule. Okay. And we're funding this. And our borders are open, and it's crazy, because if we don't think that this could happen on American soil, I mean, people from these terrorist organizations could be entering America right now. This could be happening here. And that's why it's even more disturbing when I see lack of support, because you don't get it. You think that this is something out there that affects somebody else and it doesn't affect you. But just wait until another, God forbid, 9/11 happens. Okay, this is not far from home. And we're all in this together. We're all, this is like one humanity. What affects one of us affects all of us. We are one. So we can't pretend like it's not happening. So basically what Deepak Chopra was saying was the same things that I said in a previous video. What can we do? Pray, meditate, give charity, do acts of loving kindness, and work on improving ourselves, because what we think and feel matters, and it does have a ripple effect, like the butterfly effect, whether or not we see it. But we need to start with ourselves. We can't control what's going on in the Middle East. We can't control the hatred in somebody else's heart. But we can control being more giving and loving and supportive to our friend, calling other people. I'm surprised that people, can be so selfish and self-centered. Like, even my friends who I've called and asked them how they're doing have told me how they're doing, but then they didn't ask me how I was doing. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, you're not the only one who's going through this. Other people are going through this. And for people not even to realize, or for a minute stop and think like, wait, what is somebody else feeling, thinking, going through? How is this affecting them? Because it affects everyone. And when a friend asks you, how are you? And you answer, and you don't ask them back, how are you? It's like you're saying that you don't care. You're too self-absorbed in your own problems to reach out. And that's what the world needs now, is the opposite of that. It's not being self-absorbed. It's being concerned about our brothers and sisters. So the action for today is to call up a friend, send a message. Hey, how you doing? Are you okay? Be concerned about other people. Step out of your own problems, concerns, and worries, and show your concern for someone else. Okay, thanks for watching. God bless you, and may there be peace in the Middle East and everywhere, starting with each and every individual. Amen.